James Bond is one of the most iconic characters in cinematic history, and yet only a handful of actors have been fortunate enough to tackle the part. Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, and Roger Moore are among those who have served as British spy. However, Sean Connery has often been regarded as the best actor to step into the role. In this video, we are going to talk about actors who played James Bond over the years. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Sean Connery. What is left to say about Sean Connery's James Bond? The first actor to plant the flag is still king of the mountain, as far as most of us are concerned. Connery's sense of ownership of the character is worn as perfectly as his bespoke three-piece numbers. Apparently, Dr. No director Terence Young told Connery to go home and sleep in one of them after first taking the thespian to Savile Row. It was good advice, since the clothes looked like a second skin on a performer who brought the ruthlessness of Fleming's character to life, but also an irrepressible sense of fun. In any given scene, whether on a beach with a beautiful woman or tied up by a supervillain aiming a laser at his crotch, Connery's 007 is always having a pleasant time, boyishly confident in his inherent superiority above all others. Daniel Craig. While many may debate this ranking, when it comes to the top title for Bond, Daniel Craig has taken over the slot for quite a few. Craig's take on the character, which originated in 2006 Casino Royale, is the most deeply human and tragic yet, and his brooding nature was a change of pace for the franchise. Despite initial reluctance from critics and fans, Craig was soon embraced as he grew into 007's deadpan charm, suave nature, and lethal intensity. Timothy Dalton. The sole reason Timothy Dalton is not at the top of this list is that he portrayed Bond only twice, but this wasn't due to bad ratings or box office numbers. His films The Living Daylights, 1987, and License to Kill, 1989, are two of the most beloved Bond films, and Dalton's dark and often serious take on 007 is widely considered the most accurate interpretation of Ian Fleming's books. While Dalton does have the physicality suited for the role, he overall lacks the magnetism and wit that truly makes for a great Bond. While Dalton's run ultimately isn't considered many fans' favorite, for some it does contain its merits. Pierce Brosnan. After he was briefly considered for the role of James Bond in the mid-1980s, Brosnan got his shot more than a decade later, and he turned the series around after Timothy Dalton's decidedly more understated interpretation failed to catch on with audiences in the same way as predecessors Sean Connery and Roger Moore. Roger Moore. The St. Alum previously held the record for portraying Bond on screen the longest, a title that Craig swiped in 2019. Still, Moore starred in two more movies than the post-millennium Bond. From 1973 to 1985, Moore served as the English spy in 7 films: Live and Let Die in 1973, The Man with the Golden Gun, 1974, The Spy Who Loved Me, 1977, Moonraker, 1979, For Your Eyes Only, 1981, Octopussy, 1983, and A View to a Kill, 1985. Barry Nelson. There's an old TV show called Climax, and in 1954, the episode titled Casino Royale featured secret agent James Bond in an adaptation of the Ian Fleming novel, which was later adapted on 2 different occasions. But before that, there was Barry Nelson playing Jimmy Bond. Nelson certainly looks the part in Climax, but it wasn't until the big screen that Bond became a more fleshed-out persona thanks to a variety of Hollywood A-listers. David Niven. After Nelson's turn as Bond, but before Daniel Craig took over in 2006 for the franchise's best film of all time, there was Casino Royale as a parody film, starring David Niven as 007. The story takes place after the death, when Sir James Bond is called back out of retirement. To stop the bad guys, Bond's brilliant plan is to name every agent James Bond during his mission. The rest of the film is a muddled affair, but Niven is clearly dedicated to the soon-to-be iconic role. George Lazenby. We have a big soft spot for George Lazenby, but with only one Bond film to his name, by default, he has to finish last. For years, critics sneered at the Australian model's portrayal of 007, but over time his turn in On Her Majesty's Secret Service has been hailed as one of the series' highlights. Sure, Lazenby's lack of acting experience raised a Roger Moore-sized eyebrow at the time, and he is somewhat wooden at times, but his vulnerable take on the character is a joy to watch all these years later. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.